Welcome students to P.N.AMERSEY e-learning classes. So dear children, today we shall start with the activity number 3, that is, do you know that it takes some time for the light from the sun to reach the earth? How long do you think it takes? Read carefully to find out. If you know how to divide, you can figure out how long it takes for the light from the sun to reach the earth. Read carefully and follow these directions. The sun is very far away from the earth. It is 150 million kilometers away. Write down 150 followed by 6 zeros. Now that you know the distance, you need to know the speed of the light. Light is very fast. It travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. That is 3 followed by 5 zeros. If you divide 150 million by 300,000, you get the number of seconds that it takes for light to travel to earth from the sun. So how many seconds is that? So children, the light from the sun to reach the earth, the seconds are, that is 500 seconds. It takes 500 seconds for the light to travel the earth from the sun. Next is activity number 4. Did you read carefully? Do the math here to find out how long it takes for the light from the sun to reach the earth. Check your understanding with other classmates. If you have different answers, read again more carefully until you all agree that you have the right answer. So this activity you have to do by yourself as homework, children. Understood? Next, moving on to activity number 5, and this activity is based on shadowgraphy and broadcast area. So what is shadowgraphy? It is an art of projecting the shadows on a blank wall or a screen, usually with the use of hands. And what is broadcast area? It is a part of brain which helps with language. And it is scientifically proven that doing hand shadows activates a part of brain that is called the broadcast area. So children, have you heard of shadowgraphy? It's the art of using the hands to make interesting shadow shapes on a screen. The art has been around a long time. European travelers learned it when visiting China, but at that time people used puppets. Later some people started doing shows with hand shadows. A boy named Felicien Treve left home at 15 years old to become a performer and a magician. He became very popular for his hand shadows. He liked to make his hands look like the shadows of famous people. There is scientific evidence that doing hand shadows activates a part of brain that is called the broca's area. This part of the brain helps with language. So doing hand shadows may help you speak English. If you would like to try making some hand shadows, start with a nice bright light in a dark room and shine the light so that your shadow shows on a blank wall. One of the easiest hand shadows to start with is a bird. You can easily make the bird fly by moving your fingers. Try it and see. So dear children, the summary of this activity is shadowgraphy is the art of using hands to make shadow shapes on a screen or a blank wall. European travelers learned it when they visited China, but at that time people used puppets. Later some people started doing shows with hand shadows. A 15-year-old boy, Felicien Treve, became very popular for his hand shadows of famous people. It is scientifically proved also that doing hand shadows activates a part of the brain and it is called the Broca's area. This part of the brain helps with the language. So doing hand shadows may help you speak English. One can start making some hand shadows with a nice bright light in a dark room and shine the light so that one's shadow shows on a blank wall. So by this one can start by making the bird fly by moving one's fingers. So children, today we have completed activity number 3, 4 and 5. In my next video, I'll explain you and practice some English with the broadcast area. Hope you like this video children. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.